All right. So here's my attack.
Ooh.
And here's my defense.
Please do something. please harm him.
I had like 14 to 15. I'm like, oh wait, I didn't add my sword dice to this yet.
Are you fighting? Ooh.
Dang, dude. Okay. So I think there's an interesting sequence that happens here. Dylan, this is probably like the peak fighting form you've ever been in. You not only yourself, but everyone around you, right? You have Jarek, you have Theo, you have Averio here, you have Min, you have Yuma, all of the swords people that we know that are like at the top of their game, and they're all following your orders to the T, right? Like this is Dylan not only as the Master Swordsman, like we saw Dylan Master Swordsman when he was fighting Alphonse alone. This is Dylan Master Swordsman and Dylan Master Holy Knight Commander, right?
Yeah.
You're perfectly orchestrating, and it is so, like, I honestly think, like, that, like, if this guy actually gets a hit on any of you, like, you're just insta-dead, right? Like, this guy is going to be so deadly. Really and so, it's the most careful you've ever been. Your tactics are flawless. And you get a couple of what would be amazing hits on him, and it doesn't seem to do anything.
I figured.
Like you get some maybe like slight nicks, but it almost looks like you've like given him a dent in his skin, and it doesn't ever break the skin. You don't see him bleed.
Okay.
But for meta reasons, now I'll let you know he has a gray shaded mortal wound.
Oh, I see.
Right. So you've done a whatever B 9, 10, 11, 12, something like that. Right. You've done a really.
Can you cap out the damage scale and do gray damage?
You can. You have to get higher than 16 though, which I don't think you have the ability to do. Like I think the only time we've ever done that is in the Star Wars Burning Wheel hack, and that's because lightsaber has a ridiculous ridiculous power.
What if you roll the fate to reroll all those sixes?
It doesn't matter how many successes he gets. There's a max.
So I have the most damage that I can do right now already.
Yep.
And that means that it rounds up, right?
Yeah, it rounds up.
Okay.
How much power do you have?
So I have 5 power, which means I would get it 3 more. So I'm at 8, which I mean now the sword doesn't have 8.
So it's B12 then is the max you can get.
Yes, that sounds right.
Yep. So again, mortal wound for any normal person,
right.
Even a beefy person, and it is literally does not break the skin.
Oof.
We just keep fighting him, and he's just kind of like. We all just stop, and he's just kind of like, you fools.
Yeah, he's kind of like pacing around you like a cat now, right? Like, and the crowd has mostly been dispersed or like arrested by Holy Knights, like the agitators, stuff like that, right? So there's like a wide open space now in the courtyard here where you're fighting this dude, and he's been trying to go after Jarek and Min specifically, right? There's been several points where he's like done a lunge at them. He would have decapitated them entirely, and Dylan like gets in their way and gets in his way and like manages to block it.
Hits the sword like away really quick, right before he makes an execution towards the other guy.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second, Dylan, you have deadly precision.
Oh my goodness!
You have that trait,
dude.
What does that do?
That means I get to use my 10 skill instead of my 5 power. So I'm so glad you reminded me of that. So I have 15 from my skill, and then 3 from the sword?
3 from the sword.
Which is like 18, right? 18.
Yeah, 18.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So I
think
that's
so amazing.
Let me check.
Oh,
it still might not break his skin though.
If it's his bruise,
it would be a G2, right?
16 is the top, so it'd be you're right. G2.
Yeah, it's still it's only a bruise for him.
But I do bruise
That's
him.
Crazy. Yeah. So I think
doesn't he have to do a steel test then?
I don't think it counts. He doesn't actually take any damage.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. So I think probably what we see, Dylan, is like you don't manage to ever break his skin, right? He like you don't actually get a sword hit on him. But I think there's a moment where like he's like he goes all out on someone, right? He's trying to kill Jarek, and you get in his way and like hit him with the pommel of your sword or something, right? Like, or maybe just maybe you hit your sword right across his face, right? And it would like cut off his like
cut off his head, but it didn't.
Yeah, cut off his head.
Yeah.
But instead, like you knock him backward. It definitely like whoa, like dazes him for a moment. He kind of like lands backward, like in a cat like crouch, and then like looks up at you, and then there's like a tiny trickle of blood from his nose, right? And he like wipes it away, and that's it, right?
Yeah, boy. Cool.
That's wild, though.
Yeah, that's amazing.